Hey there, Discover Family Church. Pastor Johnny here. Hope life is treating you well. Tonight I was making dinner for the family, and I was making pizzas. So like the homemade crust and everything, and putting the sauce on the cheese, the whole thing. And the other day, Sarah had cooked a cheesecake in the oven, and at the last couple minutes of cooking the cheesecake, it had bubbled up, and some of it had gone over into the oven. And we were leaving to take the cheesecake to her parents' house, and we forgot about it. Didn't think about it, and it didn't get cleaned up, and so I preheat the oven. I'm letting it heat up, and all of a sudden we start smelling something. What is that? And I go in the kitchen and I see a little bit of smoke. I'm like, what is going on? And I open up the oven, and just billows of smoke come out everywhere. All the smoke alarms in the house start going crazy. And it literally took like 30 minutes to clear the house of smoke and get the oven cleaned out so that we could actually cook the pizzas I already had made. They were sitting there waiting to go in the oven, so we ate late. And then after dinner, I had to run to Publix to pick up something, and I came back, and I remember walking back in the door, and just the smell of smoke and burnt, just hit me in the face. Like, wow, it was so strong. Even now, like I'm sitting here and like my shirt smells like smoke, and it's funny, right now it's so overpowering and so strong in the moment, but I know that by tomorrow most of it'll be gone, and in the next couple of days you won't smell it in the house anymore. It was just for a few minutes, and it happens, and we've all burnt something in the oven at some point, and it reminded me of how often we walk through failures, we walk through pain, we walk through hurt, we walk through sin as if it is something that has to last forever, as if it's something that has to take over the rest of our lives. Like, I'm always that, or I will always be somebody who's this. I am perpetually going to be feeling this way. And it's so far from what God has for us. Here, I want to read, there's a verse, and we've all heard the verse. It's from Psalms chapter 30, verse 5. The second part of the verse, weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes in the morning, or comes with the morning. That's this version of the Bible. Another version says, sorrow may last through the night, but joy comes in the morning. That bad things are going to come, but just wait. Just hold on. Good things are going to come. But it doesn't just apply to sadness or pain. I mean, that's where we hear that part of the verse, but the first half of that verse is also in regards to disappointing God, him being upset or angry or not happy with our decisions or what we do. And it's, listen to this, the first half of the verse, for his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. See, so often we apply the second half of that verse to go, hey, I know you're sad right now. I know you're worried right now. I know things are hard right now, but it'll last for the night. But joy comes in the morning. Just wait, hold on. And we carry that, and we understand that when it comes to being sad, when it comes to being in pain. But at the same token, we will hold on to our past sin and the guilt that we feel from it, because we feel like we can never get past the thing we did wrong. And what it's saying here is that, hey, God, he may get angry. He might not be happy with what you did. He might not be pleased with the sin or the things you've done wrong that have made him upset. But once again, God is our Father, and I look at my kids, and there's plenty of times when they make me upset, but just for a moment, it may last through the night, but my love is going to last forever for those boys. And in the same way, God's love lasts forever for you. His favor is for a lifetime. And so that's not to say that we should be okay with the sin or the things we do wrong. But can I tell you, quit beating yourself up over something that you did in your past. When you live in sin, or I should say live under the umbrella or the guilt or the shame of the things that you've done wrong, then you've given the power to those things that you did wrong. You've taken the power out of God's hands because you're choosing to live under shame instead of living in the favor that God has for you that lasts a lifetime. If you knew somebody that walked through painful moments and then on the other side, things got better for them, but they still lived like they were in those painful moments, you would be like, no, don't live like that. Things have turned around. You're no longer like that. You would look at them like they were a little bit crazy. You would also look at them and try and get them through it. But yet, we're content to live under the shame and guilt of our past sin and ignore the fact that God's favor lasts a lifetime, but his anger only lasts a moment. So I want to give you permission to step out from underneath the shame of your past sin. I want you to get through that, to get past that, because it isn't until you're out from under the shame of that sin that you can fully live in the favor of God. It isn't until you're past the guilt of something that you did before that you can fully live the life that God created you to live. Sorrow lasts through the night, but joy comes in the morning. And you screwed up. You sinned. That guilt, that shame that you have, I get it. Maybe you made God angry or upset. I get it. But it only lasts a moment. His favor for you is for a lifetime. I choose to live in his favor, not in my guilt and shame from a past mistake. And I encourage you to do the same. I love you guys. Have a great day.